The issue of waste management is not a simple one. Counties across the country are grappling with how to sort waste management. Why? Because before, our towns were small. You just needed to pick the waste, go and burn in some fields, and you're sorted. But now we are collecting tons and tons of waste every day, cleaning our towns. The people where those towns are happy that the towns are clean, but they don't even know where it is we take that waste. I can see my chief officer, public health, smiling because he knows the headache we've had to deal with in EMBU, in a dump site called Kagonga. It gets full very fast. We keep taking trucks and trucks and trucks of waste every day from the entire country, the entire county. All our waste goes to Kagonga. And then we have to keep bringing, graders, dozers to come and push it to the back. And within a week, it's full again, and so it keeps heaping and heaping and heaping. So the question is, eventually, how high will that heap go? And remember, it is waste. Therefore, it's dirty, it's smelly, it's all those bad things. It's actually a health hazard. The growth of Kenya is not going to happen in Nairobi. The growth of Kenya is going to happen at county level, at regional level, and there'll be a lot of inter-regional competition, economically speaking, going forward. And so, for me, this is just the beginning of a very, very long journey ahead of us. Individually, none of us has enough waste to attract an investor to come and invest in our region or in our counties. But collectively, we have a critical mass of waste that can actually attract an investor. And that is why we are here today. And we began, and we have held very many meetings, as Governor Muthomi has said. And I really want to appreciate our technical teams, because you have also showed us that you can actually work together. That the boundaries we have are on paper and in our minds. That if we remove them, you have great brains in the 3 counties that come up with great ideas.
The 3 counties of MERU, EMBU, and THARAKA, which are brothers and sisters, are agricultural counties. 80% of our activities is agriculture. 90% of our population involve themselves in agricultural activities as the mainstay. That is what drives our economy. We import very many tons of fertilizer. We are saying at MET, if we are producing 57% organic as waste, then we already have a solution to what we normally import from outside, that is organic fertilizer for our plants. One of the solutions we're looking at is turning in our waste into what is useful for our agriculture activity. We will be creating jobs for our people, and creating jobs in Kenya today is the greatest thing any government can do, because we have a serious problem of unemployment. It does not have to be a white-collar job. It can only be a job, irrespective of whether you put on a tie or not, if it puts bread on the table. And we believe the value chain we are about to create, right from the collection to logistics to conversion into useful products, all that value chain has exchange for money or funds, and that is what brings jobs or creation of jobs. Because where bread is put on the table by generating an extra coin, that then becomes a job. And therefore I'm very excited. MERU, EMBU, and THARAKA produces an average of 1,350 tons a day of waste. 57% of that is organic waste. Organic means it can be utilized again to be useful to our plants.
We are making history as 3 great counties MERU, THARAKA, NITHI, and EMBU, united to address one of the most urgent challenges of our time, waste management. This memorandum of understanding that we've just signed is more than an agreement. It is a declaration of shared vision, shared responsibility, and shared destiny. For too long, waste has been seen as a burden. Today, we redefine it as a source of energy, innovation, and opportunity. Together, we are building a model of regional cooperation that places our people's health, environmental protection, and economic growth at the center. This partnership will enable us, 1, to develop joint waste processing and recycling facilities. 2, to promote clean energy and circular economy initiatives. 3, create green jobs for our youth. And 4, preserve the natural beauty and productivity of our counties. In unity, we demonstrate that progress is not achieved in isolation. It is achieved through vision, leadership, and collaboration.
Atoms. Matatu ikiwa ni gatuzi la Rakanithi, gatuzi la Meru na vilevile gatuzi la Embu kiongozwa na wastahiki magavana wa majimbo hayo. Akiwatatia sahihi kitabu cha mwisho, tutapiga makofi kwa shangwe, vifijo, nderemo, mahajamu na mbwembwe, ishara kwamba tunafurahikia hatua ambazo tumepiga kama gatuzi zetu tatu. Governors of Meru, Embu, and THARAKA NITHI. Watatia sahihi nakala zote 9. Region yetu ikiwa ni gatuzi zote tatu, gatuzi la Meru, THARAKA NITHI na Embu.
Just change 2 into 3. I think the first ones.
Oh yes, that's why my mind was just going to that.
Na kisha baada ya hapo, the 3 governors will have the copies and pose for a photo. Tafadhali tupige makofi kwa hayo. Shughuli ya kutia sahihi rasmi imeweza kamilika. Tunaomba tuondoe meza na viti, kisha waheshimiwa magavana wote watatu watasimama na nakala hizo kwa picha hapo nyuma.
Yes, yes.
How now? It's not a by-election.
So we are good.
But at least you can hold hands in unity.
Viongozi wote watatu wa MERU, EMBU, THARAKA, NITHI na East Leadership. Makofi vizuri tafadhali. We want to appreciate. Ishara kwamba pia tunaweza kufanya majukumu mengine kwa pamoja kama Mount Kenya East.
Okay, so we sit down.
You can sit down.
Asante.